Welcome guys to a brand new chapter of an AI dungeon adventure. Last time we finally got to arrive in Shinkensu and we enjoyed some of the cultural attractions there, like the cuisine and the hot springs. But then a new challenger approached from the shadows, a man called Shinjin Harukina, who wanted to challenge Galder in a duel. So I think this episode will start out with a bang. I'm really looking forward to see what happens and the outcome of the duel. But before we start, I have a big announcement to make. My brother has been working hard on some new artworks for me to use in this series. I don't want to show them yet because I want to keep them as a surprise to build up tension, but they are so freaking awesome and I can't wait to show you guys the amazing artwork he's been working on. And as always, if you want to see more of my brother's artworks, you can check out his free to read comic on his Patreon /Spiham or on his Instagram /Spiham. It would be so highly appreciated if you would go check him out, and I really recommend that you do that, because one, they're free, and two, they are fucking awesome. Check them out if you have the time. Would be really cool for both me and my brother. And without any further ado guys, let's continue and see what happens in the duel. Okay guys, looks like we are back. I've already briefed you a short summary from last time, so you know what? Skip that, let's just head into the fight. Rush at him. As I said, let's just go out with a bang. You rush at him. You remember what Master Ebon, and okay. Retry. Come on AI, give me a good description here. You quickly rush forward, grabbing your blade. You charge towards him. He steps back and readies his sword. You swing your blade, but he parries with his sword. Nice. Attempt. Oh, sorry. Attempt to kick him. Because now he's parried my sword with his sword, and we're standing in a kind of awkward position, so I'm gonna try to use my leg to maybe kick him so he gets caught off guard. You attempt to kick him. You quickly move your leg and kick him, but he manages to move back just in time, and with his other hand he slashes at your chest. Holy shit. Wow, this dude just wounded me pretty fast and quick. Okay, gotta be smart now. Jump back. Let's conserve our energy. Let's not haste ourselves. That could only lead to more injuries. So you avoid the attack, but now he puts his fist to his forehead and makes a stabbing movement. You quickly get into your fighting stance and prepare to strike again. Strike from how should I phrase this? Strike with an uppercut. I'm gonna try to like strike my sword from down and go way up. The man deflects your attack with his sword, and then you strike again, but he moves away. I admire your spirit, but you are no match for me. I admire your spirit, but you start to annoy me. This dude, man. The man stops for a moment, puzzled, and then he stabs downward with his sword. You barely manage to pull yourself out of the stab. He grins. Well, what did you mean? You annoy me. I don't know why you attempt to stop me. But if this is your wish, very well. I'm trying to talk some sense into him. Like, this fighting isn't the only way, but I still see his motivation. But you know, is it necessary to get to this level of violence? The man's face twists into a mask of rage. You go too far. I'm sorry, but your words wound me deeply. What did you think would happen? I understand that you feel like we threaten your people, but we are only seeking the scroll to save all of us. You presume too much. We are not your enemy. Take the scroll and leave this place, but do not think that you can bounce back. You cannot win this war. Only death awaits you. I'm gonna retry. Didn't make that much sense. The man's eyes narrow. What do you think of our people? He asks. Do you know how many were in this village before the Empire annexed it? Oh, so maybe way back when the You know what? I can't think of a logical thing to make sense out of that sentence. I'm just gonna retry again. The man raises one eyebrow. So, you seek the treasure first, and then you will find your way with the dragon's help? Is that it? Okay, so what I'm gonna assume is going on here is that he feels like we're gonna use, after we find the treasure and stop the war, we still have the scroll, and with it we can create lots of damage to other countries by using evil weapons like dragons and that sort of stuff. So I guess he's just frightened. He's just scared, and he used violence as a way to try to stop us from achieving anything. Although we would never like do anything to put the world at risk. But this guy isn't too sure about us. So let's say we will never put this world at risk. We are only trying to save it. Will he accept this, or will it just anger him more? The man closes his eyes for a moment and takes a deep breath. Very well. I admire your dedication to your duty, but you will not stop me from my goal. You shrug. What is your goal? The man grins and then holds up a hand. Stop. Do you want to know why the beasts are awakening? You shrug your shoulders. Wow, this could get really interesting. If the AI pulls through now, this could be a really plot-heavy part. To be honest, I do not know. It is as if something or someone has ripped them from their slumber, but it seems the creatures are acting more on instinct than any intelligence. Makes sense. The Agadorian nomadic merchants ripped the creatures from their slumber. It's just like we have talked about earlier, that the nomadic merchant has awakened Morgek and evil creatures and etc. So this makes sense, but what did he mean with why the beasts are awakening? And do you know who or what did this? The man shrugs his shoulders. I do not know, nor do I particularly care. Wasn't this his goal? Okay, retry. The man leans into your space and speaks softly. For years we have been trying to tame these beasts, or at least make them obedient to a human command. Obedient? Wait, so the nomadic merchant isn't the only one who's been trying this? Maybe the nomadic merchant is from Shinkensu. You have? The man nods. Nearly 300 of my men and one of myself. But it seems the magic has overtaken whoever was keeping them asleep. Oh, okay, no, the Shinkensun people have tried to hold them off, like ensure that they'll never listen to their instincts and go on a rampage. But the nomadic merchant has stopped this taming process that Shinkensu has started. Okay, so now we're getting some more information on what really happened and why Agadori is on fire and war is on every continent. So what you are saying is that the nomadic merchant has awakened the monsters that Shinkensu managed to hold off for so long. I wish it were that simple. No, I believe Shinkensu was keeping them dormant, and this man has released them from their slumber. Don't you see? We want the same. Banish the creatures. But let's do this as allies and not enemies. He lost a bit. You think I want to be fighting alongside a bunch of savages? And as for you, you wish to save your own kingdom, but still insist on going it alone? On going it alone? I'm gonna move that part. Oh, I'm getting so I'm so unused to this new update. Okay. Move this. Okay, there we go. I wish for all of this to stop. I don't have a clear motivation. I only have a goal. Because Galder, this isn't anything personal for Galder. He's just... That's the thing about him. He's just an ex-soldier. A mercenary. He doesn't actually have any personal like gains in doing all of this. It's just his duty to mankind, I guess. Feels like he's destined to stop them. The man shakes his head. You are a fool. and you are in way over your head. I should turn you over to the soldiers, for they would love to have a chance to kill a warden. Interrupt him and swing your sword at him. So we're still bleeding from the chest and we're still a bit injured. So in the middle of his sentence, I just interrupt him and swing my sword at him because I realized that this guy's bloodthirsty. The man grins and ducks your sword attack. You roll away and charge your armbow at him. I don't have an armbow. I'm gonna remove that. Okay. The man grins and ducks your sword attack. Let the AI just continue. He leans in and punches you in the side of the head. You fly into the door and land on the floor. Gonna retry. You push your sword into the ground to keep your balance, and then he delivers a kick to your midsection. Okay, now we're gonna do a smart move here. Grab his leg. As he delivers a kick, and he thinks that we're zoned out, we'll catch him off guard and grab his leg. You grab his leg as he kicks, but instead of falling backwards as you expect, you fall forwards, your sword flying out of its sheath and into the dirt. My sword is not sheathed, so you fall forwards. Okay, let the AI continue. Before you can recover, you feel a blade enter your back and your mind is okay. Your sword is knocked from your grasp as you fall, hitting the ground first. Your head hits the stone pavement, first causing you to lose consciousness for a few seconds. Okay, so we got a mild concussion and we lost consciousness for a few seconds, and then we just gotta quickly get up. This fight is really intense, man. Maybe the most intense fight so far. You're not sure how you're still alive, but you see a figure approaching you. You push yourself up to hands and knees, but remain on the ground. Okay, he's approaching us. He's getting closer. It's the man from before. Okay. You know what? Retry. The man grabs your arm. You try to pull it away, but he's got a powerful grip. You're pulled up to your feet and he begins punching you. Again, use our legs. Kick him in the abdomen and knock your head into his head. So like smash my forehead into his nose. You swing your foot as hard as you can, but the man simply grasps it and twists it until you scream in pain. He then punches you twice more. The man grabs your sword and picks you up by the collar. Wow. We're getting fucked out here. Grab his arm and twist it. He lets go and you fall to the floor. Too bad. Next time, okay, now retry. The man screams as he twists his arm. He drops his weapon and begins punching you. You have no time to act as he brings his fists up again, this time knocking you to the ground. But we're not giving up yet, guys. Kick him from the ground and up kick him from the ground and grab his ankles. You quickly roll away from him as he tries to grab you, grabbing his feet and throwing him to the ground too. Get on top of him. You get on top of him and begin punching him. He tries to punch back, but he's still getting used to his new body. His new body. Okay, remove that. The man grunts as you hit him several times in the face. Wow. I'm starting to get the upper hand here. Both of us have no weapons, so it's just a full-on fist fight. Really awesome. Okay, let the AI continue. Until finally you've tired him enough that he grabs your neck and begins to strangle the life out of you. It is at this time you hear screams from the top of a nearby building. No, let's retry. He attempts to push you off, but he stumbles and you grab his head with both hands. You begin slamming it into the ground again and again until he's not— oh no, that's— holy shit, that's brutal. He grabs your shoulder as he attempts to punch you, but you pull away and begin punching him again. Okay. You get kicked back a few feet. You're kicked back several feet and you hit your head on the stone floor. So now we're both really tired, really injured, and we're on it's a couple of feet apart from— we're a couple of feet apart from each other, and both of us are just on the ground, tired. And now let's introduce a new written scenario. Enjoy. Both of you are exhausted and injured, and is knocked down on the ground several feet apart. You bleed from your chest and nose and feel a strong taste of blood in your mouth. You haven't been this beaten up in a long time. You slowly start to get up and see his bloody face in front of you, struggling with keeping himself on his legs. A couple of feet away from the both of you, Hans appears. He just arrived from the hot springs and is only wearing a bathrobe as he looks at your face with a startled expression. You're too focused to notice him though, and keep your eyes on Shinjin as he picks up his katana. You slowly get up and pick up your sword, and for the second time, both of you are facing each other with weapons in your hands. You're bleeding heavily, and Shinji's face is starting to swell up. What the fuck is going on here? Hans yells, in an attempt to attract your attention, but to no avail. You lunge forward and aim for Shinjin's neck, but your arm is tired, and you miss, slicing his right ear severely. Shinjin swings his sword to deflect your attack, but equally tired, he also misses, and instead hits your left cheek and cuts a deep wound going all the way from your cheekbone to your lips. Both of you stand still for a couple of seconds, and then everything turns black, and you both collapse on the ground. Hours later, you wake up in a futon, bandaged and rested. You look at your wounds, all patched up, and then you see Malik sitting in front of you. Hans carried the both of you here, she says, with a relieved expression on her face. Where am I? You ask, confused. At an inn. You have been sleeping for 15 hours, and we managed to find a monk from the local temple who patched both of you up, she answers. Both of us? Is that guy in here with me? You yell, getting anxious and hot-headed. Calm down, he's just as wounded as you are. Your wounds will open again. Please, rest, she says, as she gently pushed me down on the floor again, and smiles. Malik rests her hand near your forehead and gives you a kiss. You feel safe with Malik being there and watching over you, but for the first time in many years you feel defeated. You feel like you lost a fight, You feel annoyed and uncomfortable. I need to get some air, you say, and get up. You make your way to the door and slide it open to find Shinjin sitting on the ground, gazing at the glorious mountain view from the inn's balcony. Are you here to challenge me again? You ask him. I am meditating. That's the only way to truly feel comfortable. Sit down, silver-haired warrior from the west, Shinjin says, keeping his eyes on the horizon. You sit down next to him, confused and tense. He sips on some obitake tea, made from the obitake flowers in the Shinkenzen wilderness. I have some for you too, he says, and pour you a cup. You take a sip. A taste of honey and blackberry hits your tongue, and you feel a bit more awake. You fought bravely last night. Thank you for not holding back on your strength. I was rash and acted stupidly. I apologize. It is not in my nature. Shinkensu is my home and my pride. In these desperate times, I was too scared to let any outsiders infiltrate my land and steal my nation's biggest treasure. But I have thought about it, and I know that the scroll can no longer stay here. The world needs it, and Shinkensu would never exist without the world. I will join you, warrior, and fight the untamed beasts, but promise me that we destroy the scroll once we have done so. My priority is to keep Shinkensu safe, and I will not let a weapon like that exist outside of my borders, Shinjin says, and takes another sip. You raise your cups, and you make a toast in silence, and you go back to your room. What was that all about? Malak asks. Nothing. Just an admirable man with an admirable goal. Wish I had something to fight for, you say, and stare into the roof. Please stay here with me, Malak. I don't want to be alone. Okay guys, we are back. I hope you enjoyed that written scenario that just happened. It also featured my brother's new artworks of Galder at this point in the story, with a scruffy beard and longer hair and a ponytail and new armor and everything. The details are amazing, I just love it. And the artwork of Shinjin. So now we have a clear picture of both Galder at this point in the story and his opponent Shinjin. And I was really happy with the outcome of that scenario. I really love the way the story is going, and I'm really happy with this type of direction the story is taking now. So yeah. Galder is resting and have been patched up, and he understands Shinjin's motivations, and Shinjin understands Galder's motivations, so they can find common ground and had a toast in silence. And we also get to see some of Galder's softer sides, that he's a bit scared of being alone and without any purpose. So seeing Shinjin being so true to himself and his nation was really inspiring for Galder, and he's now starting to question what his purpose in life and what his purpose on this journey should be. So let's continue. A new world event happened. A young prince has been captured and is being held as a ransom for the kingdom of Agadore to release the control of the mountain range it seized from Kedar. Okay, so war is still raging on. Okay. I've now put the written scenario into the AI, and it created a new sentence that I wasn't happy with, so I just removed that. And here we have the section I wrote. Okay, so let's just continue. We ended it with, please stay here with me, Malik. I don't want to be alone. Let's go. What is gonna happen next? You stay in that room for a few days as you treat your wounds and become better. Okay, makes sense. I was pretty badly wounded. So was Shinjin. The mission is still on, and you are to escort the leader of the rebellion, Tarna, to a meeting. Okay, I'm just gonna write... The next day you reunite with your companions. Companions as well as Shinjin. Okay. I'm gonna say, hey guys, thank you for waiting for me to get better. Thank you, Hans, for saving my life. And thank you, Shinjin, for giving me a clear view on my journey. I feel that the crew deserves a little speech now. They've been waiting for me for days, and Hans actually carried both of us to this inn. So I really should thank them for that. Ah, welcome back, Captain. Your presence is much appreciated on this crew. Who's saying that? I guess Krayler says. We haven't heard much about Krayler in a while, so I'm gonna give that line to him. So what do you say, comrades? Should we head for the mountain? What was the mountain called again? I actually missed... I've forgotten what it was called. Let's see. Just gonna have a... Makashuse, yeah. Mountain of Makashuse. Now we have a scroll to find. So what do you say, comrades? Should we head for the mountain of Makashuse now? We have a scroll to find. Everyone agrees and you begin the long walk to the mountain. You make it to the Makashuse mountains in a week's time, arriving at a cave just on the other... Wow, a week? In half a day. It's not that far away. And now Shinjin is also a part of our crew. I really like having him in our group now. He's a really good asset. The snow starts falling a bit as you approach it, which would be a problem even if it wasn't the dead of winter. But that event, combined with the path getting steadily worse, puts you in danger of getting stuck. Okay, so the mountain is pretty heavily covered with snow, I guess. Let's move, guys. Shinjin should lead the way. He knows this terrain better than us. That would make sense. As your group takes shelter for a night, you notice a faint light to the side of the mountain. You approach it and see a cave. Why is this AI so keen on making me go into a cave? Can I just climb the mountain? Damn, it's getting worse. I'm having a hard time keeping up, Malik says. Grab her hand. I'll add to the story and say, you grab her hand and say, it's okay. Let me know when you need to rest. I will carry all of you if I have to. I owe you that much. Yeah. You grab her hand and say, it's okay. Let me know when you need to rest. I will carry all of you if I have to. I owe you that much. You carry Malik for a while. You make a good time until you start to get stuck in the snow. I'm gonna slow us down, Malik. You need to let me what? That didn't make any sense. Okay, retry. She turns and smiles at you before leaning on your back and closing her eyes. Okay, so I am carrying her. Nice. The snow gets heavier as you trudge on, and by the time you reach a plateau, it is falling quite heavily. So what are we... What are we actually trying to find here? We're trying to find the scroll, but it's in a tomb. And the tomb of the blind shogun is at this mountain. So if we can find a monument of some kind. So we need to find the tomb of the blind shogun. But where is it? Garrett. As a historian, maybe you have any clue of what it may look like. You know, Garrett is an historian. He told us the story about the blind shogun, so maybe he has some information about it. Well, as it happens, yes. There is a cave on the mountain that is supposed to look like the eye of the dragon. Dragon, you ask? Okay. Okay. Yes, the sigil of Agadori, the kingdom of the prince. Okay, retry. We're not Nagadori. Yes, the Nakatomi dragon. It's on our side of the mountain here anyway. The Nakatomi dragon? Wow. That sounds pretty cool actually. Oh. Wait. Wait. How big is this eye? Oh, it's the size of a small mountain, really. It comes out from the cave every once in a while to see if it's still under its control yet. Okay, retry. I'm not sure. Just that it's big enough for a man to walk into. We must take the bodies of 6 men along with us and leave them in the cave to look like gold. Okay, I'm gonna remove that. But the first part is okay. I'm not sure, just that it's big enough for a man to walk into. You got an idea. Maybe we are standing on it already, but it's covered with snow. You start to dig through the snow beneath you. It takes quite a while, but as you are digging, you hit stone, and after that, more snow. You start to feel warmer inside, so we assume you're getting close. Okay, Continue digging. Dig further. You dig around the stone and come across a wooden hatch. Nice. You open it and look down into what looks like a poorly made bunker. That's the dragon hunts it. Okay, retry. That sounds pretty stupid. You dig for a few feet and then you stop. You're standing at the edge of a giant cave. Looking inside it, you see more snow. I think we found it, you call to the others. Walk a few steps back and try to see the dragon's eye. Let's see if we can try to make sense out of the cave being a dragon's eye. If we hit the right spot. The cave seems to go on forever and you can't see the end in the dark. We should wait till the morning to enter. It could be dangerous. You begin to stumble backward as the cave seems to stretch on. Okay, let's just... We found it. I think we found it. Does this seem right, Garrett? A dragon's eye? I think so, but I've never seen a dragon. So we're going in? Are you sure I want to? You look at the cave and consider your options. Who should stay outside and who should join? Okay, so we gotta leave some behind. Some have to stay outside and stay watch. You go in there all by yourself. Hana, I don't know who Hana is, but I can replace it with Hans. Hans asks, shocked. I'm not afraid, and besides, you wouldn't want to face a blind man with a sword in your hand, trust me. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's just take some of them with us. Malik, Shinjin, Krailer, and Edgar. You come with me, and the rest of you waits outside. The four of you enter the cave, Malak lighting the way with a candle. We're going to look for the Shogun, you say. What for? Trust me. Remove that. I'm not a Shogun, Edgar complains. Never mind that, you're going to go in there and look for the Aga door. What the okay, the AI is getting really weird now. We're not 4, we're 5. I'm just gonna fix that. Nice. Okay. You head into the cave. Okay, I have figured out a way that I can make the dragon side that Garrett talked about become relevant. So, okay, the cave is pitch black, and your group struggles to see even the few inches in front of their faces. This is stupid, let's go, Malak complains. Hey, Malak. We are fine. I'm here with you. Just trying to calm Malak down. Malak seems really tense. I don't know what's gotten into her, but yeah. I don't like this. You hear a growl, then something slams into you from the side, knocking you off your feet. Okay. I don't like this. No, let's just retry. Fine. It's a she. Fine. She mutters. It takes some time, but eventually you find Malak's hand, who grabs it and pulls her along. You head deeper into the cave. You push on into the cave with your friends close behind. The cave is beginning to widen and the slope of the cave gets easier. This is great. We are making good time, Malak whispers. Okay, so now Malak is back on track. She's a bit moody nowadays. Okay. After walking for a while, you hit a giant wall. You use lots of time to struggle with finding a way through, but it's to no use. Finally, you ask Shinjin, what's the deal with the dragon's eye? Okay. He answers, oh, the dragon's eye? We just call it Yasuhima Hoto. That is dragon's eye on Shinkenzuan, on the Shinkenzuan language. So he answers, oh, the dragon's eye? We just call it Yasuhima Hoto. After Shinjin said that, the gate opens and in front of you is a giant tomb made of the smoothest stone in this part of the world. It's completely alone, with no treasure or gold covering it. Just a simple stone tomb. You get closer. So the dragon's eye was actually a riddle. It was not a physical description, it was a mental description. Okay, so I'm gonna read it again, a bit smoother. You push on into the cave with your friends close behind. The cave is beginning to widen and the slope of the cave gets easier. This is great, we're making good time, Malak whispers. After walking for a while, you hit a giant wall. You use lots of time to struggle with finding a way through, but it's to no use. Finally, you ask Shinjin, what's the deal with Dragon's Eye? He answers, oh, the Dragon's Eye? We just call it Yasuhima Hoto. After Shinjin said that, the gate opens and in front of you is a giant tomb made of the smoothest stone in this part of the world. It's completely alone, with no treasure or gold covering it. Just a simple stone tomb. You get closer. Who is it? Malak asks, running up to you. You look at the tomb and read what is engraved on the front, and your mouth nearly drops open. It reads, the blind shogun, the warrior of the Dragon's Eye, lies here. And that's it for this chapter. I'm gonna leave it here. We've made a lot of progress in this chapter, and We've gotten so much more character development between Galder and Shinjin, and I really enjoyed recording this episode. Like always, it's so fun, and I really hoped you watched it till the end and enjoyed it. So, yeah, the tomb breeds, the blind shogun, the warrior of the dragon's eye, lies here. And next time, we'll open it and hopefully find the scroll. Take care, everyone. See you next time.